Hi guys, this is Nettie from Mindful Patchwork 2025 and this is an update on the completion of project number 34. As you may know if you've been following along on my YouTube channel and my socials, in 2026 I decided to stash bust some of the quilt kits that I'd purchased over the many years. This is number 34. I am counting down from 36. I decided to set myself a challenge to complete 36 boxed and unboxed kits in 2026. So this is project number 34 and it is a Kaffe Fassett collective quilt called Falling for Flowers. It's 1.6 times 1.75 centimetres big. It consists of 9 extra large blocks, and I'll show you how large they are shortly. You'll see a picture of the completed quilt in all its full glory here. It is such a large quilt, it's bigger than I expected it to be. So this is the pattern, and as you can see I purchased it from Create and Craft a while ago. It's a very simple pattern in that it consists of 7 fabrics. It has all the cutting instructions and the basic layout, and it's up to you to decide if you follow this pattern of fabric layout, which I did. But the big decision really is when it comes to cutting the centre fabrics, it comes to fussy cutting, because the prints are large, and I'll show you here. It's quite a large, that's my hand, it's difficult to see, that's my hand, it's quite a large quilt. So let me just move these over and I'll show you. So this is how the kit came in a bag. This is the leftover fabrics I just thought I'd show you. Some of this I will need to use for binding when I do decide to quilt the quilt in 2027, but you can see there's a substantial amount of scrap left. So from this, so if I just show you the pattern, which is an A4 size pattern, so that's a 12-inch pattern, that just about covers the centre of the block. So I'll show you where the block is. So if we go from the bottom corner here, it goes all the way up there, all the way across to there, and all the way down. It works out, I think it's getting on for about a 22-inch by about 24-inch block. So you can see the block is huge. I particularly love the fussy cutting on that centre block. Every block in this darker fabric had these splashes of blue in the florals, so I tried to make sure that I included that in every one I fussy cut. Now I couldn't get everyone the same, so I purposely did make every block different, as you'll see in the pattern. This, there wasn't really much fussy cutting in this because the pattern's so repetitive. Now, challenges with this quilt were many. This fabric is quite a thin weight quilting fabric. It's almost like a lawn, okay? It was starched. It was ironed and starched before I started to cut out. But this pattern was an exercise in not only fussy cutting, but also cutting fabric out so that the stripes were as straight as I could get them. Now obviously the pattern is a bit squiggly in this, but the stripes were as straight as I could get them, trying to make sure that the because of the fabric, the way it was printed, it was almost on a wonk. So I was trying to make sure that the tartan strips looked as best as they could be. So it was a bit of an exercise in prepping the fabric before I started to cut the strips out, to make sure that I got the pattern exactly right, because if I'd cut this and it gone off slightly, it would have been so noticeable and your eye would have been drawn. Again, if these had gone off too much like this, you would have really noticed it. So that was the difficulty in this. And also with this, I found it was extremely important, because this is such a fine fabric, I found it extremely important to square up every round. So you start with your centre block and then you add 1, 2, 3. Every point, every time I added the sides on, I straightened the block up. Every time I added the bottoms on, I straightened it up, and I did that every time. It was very laborious, but I thought it was extremely important to make sure that each block was as square as it could be, and I'm really, really happy with how this project ended up coming out, because I do think I've got the squareness of each panel spot on. So this was a really, really enjoyable quilt to make. It's much larger than I expected it to be for a 9 block, but I think this is going to be stunning when it's quilted and backed, which will be in 2027. So I hope you've enjoyed this little update on project number 34. Project 33 is completed and the video will be uploaded on that shortly. So I hope you enjoy watching those videos as well. I'm about to decide on project 32. I'm not quite sure of what that will be as yet. I have plenty of choice, so I hope that you will follow my channel, you will subscribe, and you'll click that notification bell so that you make sure you get notifications every time new content is uploaded. If you've got any questions or queries, you can always contact me by putting a message under this video. I'll try my best to answer. If you want to know what the fabrics are, I'll try my best to answer that as well. So I look forward to chatting to you again and giving you more updates as we go along. Please follow my channel. I really appreciate your support. You can also find me on Instagram at Mindful2025. Facebook is still at Patchwork Mindfulness, because I haven't been able to change the name on that yet, but I am posting less and less onto YouTube and Instagram from now on. So I do hope that you will follow me, and I hope that you're really enjoying this quilt making project for 2026. I look forward to updating you very soon on project 32. What will it be?